Hello, people. So, I'm gonna talk about this word para for this video. I it's been a really long time, so you'll have to pardon me because I've actually stopped making videos for a while. I've been really busy. Gotta understand, people. I just do this as a freaking hobby because I enjoy it. I could get paid for it, but I don't know. We'll see. And I didn't think it would turn out to be this well, making YouTube videos this far for teaching Cebuano. But I'm gonna talk about para, and before I begin, I want to talk about some disclaimers. So, um, well, number one, you know, I may speak Cebuano, but I don't speak it, I guess, in a correct grammatically way sometimes because I moved when I was a little kid. I grew up in the United States and I speak like a little kid, I guess. So I never was really exposed to the language besides my family, my parents, and I don't know if I was ever corrected or not, but I speak it the way I grew up, and it was kind of hard not having a lot of interaction with it, and people, I guess, just didn't correct me for things, and I guess I still speak it like a little kid, like a 4-year-old kid or something like that. So that could take into like that could potentially be some errors in my Cebuano, because growing up in isolation is definitely can factor into some issues. Um, Another thing too is that my Cebuano dialect is Davaoeño because I'm from Davao, and in Davao we do use a lot more, like, I guess, Tagalogy loan words, and our the way we speak is a little different than the way people from Cebu or Bohol or other places. It is a little different, even in Leyte. But regardless, it's still Cebuano, and you will still be understood. I was understood. Um, but I still sometimes I get a hard time understanding other speakers of Cebuano too, just because it's like their intonation is different. I'm not It was unfamiliar to me. Their accent, the way they pronounce things too. Like when I speak obviously American English, but um, British English sometimes can be a little difficult for me to understand, or oh my gosh, Australian English, yeah, But for the most part, we can understand each other. And some other things with this disclaimer is that, like, I don't like to use English words because I don't. I'm a firm believer of not mixing languages or code switching from, if there's a Cebuano word that exists for the word, then I'm gonna use it. If not, then yeah, I'm just gonna see what I can do. But I'm pretty sure, like, for the most part, Cebuano has a word for it, or a loan word. So I'm not gonna substitute using Ceblish, or the mixture of Cebuano and English and all that stuff. Um, and yeah, like for ice cream, right? There's a Cebuano word for it, but Cebuano speakers don't know that it exists because they're never educated in their language. They just speak the language, they're just not educated in it, which is really sad, and that's why they start using English words when the Cebuano word already exists, and they just like to mix English and Cebuano together, which is fine. I mean, you can do that, but I'm a big hater for that kind of shit. So these videos just focus like more on Cebuano words, like for example, ice cream, right? Ice cream is sorbete, right? Or sorbetes, regarding of what dialect you have, right? But sorbete for ice cream. Why would I want to use the English word ice cream when a Cebuano word exists for it? I think it's really stupid. But, to each his own. So feel free to speak whatever you want. And, you can make your own videos or something like that. I just made these videos for fun, honestly, because I like teaching, and I enjoy teaching, and I like the feedback I get from people because it helps me become a better person for future kind of videos and stuff like that. And if there are people, or if there are other Cebuano speakers out there who don't like this, then make your own video. You're free to make your own video and post on YouTube. You have that right. You have that freedom, you know? I'm just gonna keep doing what I do just because I feel like it's helping a lot of people. Um, and yeah, I mean, if people want to teach one way, they'll teach that way. If they want to teach another way, they'll teach the other way. I just teach whatever I see, and yeah, but if you want to, feel free to make more videos and post it on the internet, on YouTube, whatever, and yeah, you're gonna help out other people if you want to do it. But yeah, and the last few things about this disclaimer before I begin with para is that one, I am no linguist. Okay, I've mentioned this in other videos too, that I'm not a linguist. I just understand things and I read things, and I took a class on introduction to linguistics in college, and it made sense to me that I remember some of these concepts when I was learning in that class, and so I decided to use that and just make videos on YouTube about this. And yeah, so if if there's something that I guess bothers you, just make your own freaking video. It's not that bad. And these videos that I make are just they're primarily for foreigners, not Cebuano speakers. And they're mainly for people who have little exposure to this language, and little exposure I mean because the resources are just very scarce. There's not a lot of resource for learning Cebuano. It's, I guess, not a popular language to learn, like compared to Russian or French, but I feel like these videos are gonna help for the future somewhere when I'm long gone and dead and whatever, and these videos become archives somehow. Um, but that's my aim, is to help foreigners who have little exposure to this language, to help you, because I can understand. Like I grew up, in different cultures and stuff like that, and I can see like where their difficulties lie. Especially when the Filipino mindset, let alone the Visayan mindset, is very different from a foreign one. So I can see where this is gonna go. But yeah, and if there are those of you out there who can bring up suggestions or any help or anything like that, any suggestions or help or examples, and yeah, feel free to send me messages or video responses or whatever. I'm open to any of this stuff. But again, I'm just gonna keep continuing doing what I do. Y'all can just follow along or unsubscribe, whatever, right? Anyway, let's move on from this disclaimer. Whew. Para. This is gonna be an interesting one. Para, right? Para has different meanings in Cebuano, and I'm just gonna tell you 3 meanings for them, right? So the first one, right, is alang, right? Alang means for, right? It means for, but in the sense of for the sake of. That's the context of it, and you'll see it. Alang meaning for or for the sake of. However, you can also use para in place of alang, right? That's what makes para kind of confusing. So, and para came from the Spanish word para, right? And that's why again, you have to understand language borrowing. When a lot of these Spanish words came into Cebuano, and all these Spanish borrowings came in, multiple meanings of them also came in as well, right? So, para. First example is, alang sa dugang impormasyon, tawagi kami sa buntag, right? Alang sa dugang impormasyon, tawagi kami sa buntag, which means, for more information, call us in the morning, right? Call us in the morning, tawagi kami sa buntag. Consequently, I can also replace alang with para Para sa dugang impormasyon, tawagi kami sa buntag. It makes sense. It works fine as well. Para sa dugang impormasyon, alang sa dugang impormasyon. Right? Para. For the sake of. Right? And the next example we have is kani alang kanako. Apan kana alang kanamo. So the first part of the sentence is kani alang kanako. This thing is for me. This is for me, right? For the sake of me. So this whatever object, this kani, right? This is whatever. Alang kanako, for the sake of me. And then the second part of the sentence is apan kana alang kanamo. So but that or that thing, kana means that, right? Remember, alang kanamo, which means but that is for y'all, you plural, right? The you all, the y'all, the you, but that is for you plural, or y'all, or yins, whatever dialect of English you want to use, the you plural, right? Again, alang can be replaced with para, right? Kani para kanako, apan kana para kanamo, right? It still makes sense. It's absolutely fine if you use para. But alang is a more native, I guess, or more indigenous word than para, because para, again, is a Spanish loanword, and it still works. In this sentence, I wrote kanako in the objective case, the oblique case, right? This pronoun is in the oblique case. Remember the three cases? You have the absolutive, ergative, and then the oblique, right? So you can substitute kanako to sa ako a, right? To me, right? We are the object of this part of the sentence. This is going to me, right? It's showing that kind of, I guess, a little the direction to where we are, right? Kanako sa ako a. Kani alang sa ako a. This is for me or to me, right? But apan kana alang kanamo. But that is for you all, you guys, right? You plural, y'all. But that, right? Alang, So apan kana alang sa inyo ha. It also makes sense if you say alang sa inyo ha, for the sake of you guys, for the sake of y'all, right? So you can substitute them. It makes sense. It's absolutely fine. Moving on to aron, right? And aron is meaning for, but in a sense of in order to, or so that, right? But it works the same way as being replaced with para, right? You can also substitute aron for para, and that's where some confusion will overlie, right? So for the first example, you'll see it in the context, right? Sige, gastusan ang imong kwarta aron molugi ka, right? Sige, gastusan ang imong kwarta aron molugi ka, right? And it's saying more like, all right, keep it up, or okay, fine. Waste all your money, or waste your money until you become bankrupt, until you're broke, right? Malugi is like to be broke, or to go bankrupt, or to lose a lot of money. And aron functions as the so that, or that in order for you to be broke, or so that you can be broke. It has that same context right there, that meaning, right? And the second sentence is dula kag maayo aron makadaog ka, right? Dula kag maayo aron makadaog ka. So play well, or play good, so that you can win, or so that you will be able to win, right? Or play really good, or play well, in order to win, like in order to be able to win, right? Makadaog ka, aron makadaog ka. Again, you can substitute wherever the aron is. You can substitute for para, sige, gastusan ang imong kwarta para malugi ka, right? So you just substitute it. It still works, and it still makes sense. And the last definition for para is like stop. But this time, para was actually this when para came to Cebuano in this form, it came from the interjection para from Spanish. The verb is parar in Spanish, meaning to stop. Parar means to stop, but if you're telling someone, it's more like, it's not an interjection. It's more, I guess, well, maybe it is an interjection, but it's more like an imperative. There you go. It's an imperative to tell someone to stop. It's the second person imperative, right? Hey, you, stop. Para, right? But you will hear this para only in most commonly in jeeps or in bus stops or stuff like that, right? Or in taxis. You know, when you're taking a ride and you want something to stop or you want the driver to stop, you'll be like para. You yell it out, para, and they'll stop. So para in this is like, oh, stop, para, right? You're riding the jeep. Your stop is coming near. Your destination is nearing. You just say para, and you get off, and they stop, right? So para, demystifying para.